When we come with that heat, we got skip on the.
Episode 47, $1 Million Radio, back at it here on YouTube. Got the boys in the studio. Welcome in, Jacob and Griffin. Let's get it. It's been a minute. Couple weeks since we've done an episode, but we've been busy. We've been keeping track of everything as best we can. Basketball season is underway, full swing, up and down the court. How are we looking? How are we feeling about our team this year?
We've not played anyone significant yet, but
yeah,
I guess
we're about to get in the nitty-gritty of it.
Yeah, in our off-conference schedule.
Yeah.
I think we'll be playing Syracuse, Rutgers,
Houston,
Louisville.
Louisville
Yeah.
as well.
Houston looked good. They played and they beat Auburn yesterday by 1 point. Came down to the final 2 seconds. So we'll see what we're made of, boys. Hope the Houston games goes a little better than last year.
Yeah, I mean, this would be the one that we win when it doesn't really matter. But instead of the Elite Eight, I'd much rather have won, the Elite Eight game than the one that's coming up. But This seems to be like a typical Rick Barnes team. A lot of new faces. No Zakai Ziegler, no Jemai Mayshak.
Congrats, Jemai. He got signed to a 2-way contract yesterday by the Memphis Grizzlies. By
Awesome.
The way.
Congrats, Congrats, Mayshak. So, just getting going in the college basketball season.
A lot more height this year, too.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, you got Dwayne Brown, JP's back, Cade Phillips is back, Akpar's back.
Yeah.
You got Jalen Carey from Vanderbilt. And Nate Ament, he's one of the tallest guys on the team. So
yeah,
we're reloaded this year.
Once everybody gets comfortable, the chemistry goes up. It'll be a real good Rick Barnes coaching job on display for the basket Vols here in the college basketball season. But as for Tennessee football, 42-9 win over New Mexico State. But before we get into that, boys, hello Zeta. I'd like for you to lay down. But
Go lay down.
As far as the Oklahoma game a couple weeks ago, do y'all have any words or anything about the Oklahoma game?
I don't know if our loss looks better since they beat Alabama, or if we just don't have any differing opinions from it other than we lost to both teams. I would have liked to have won that game and still be in the hunt for the conference or for the college football playoff, but
it's just we had every chance to put them away.
Yeah.
And we just made every little mistake that we could. But I guess it does look better knowing they just beat Alabama too, but
it sucks because we also lost to both. So it's like,
yeah, it definitely dampened our college football playoff expectations. One, losing to Oklahoma, but two, to see Oklahoma beat Alabama, because there is still a slight chance for Tennessee to somehow make it. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but it would have been for Alabama to beat Oklahoma and give them an extra loss. And Alabama, they're pretty much already in. So
it doesn't really affect them much losing.
Yeah,
their chances.
Texas A&M basically in at this point as well.
They're like 100% chance.
Yeah,
there's 3 teams I've seen that it said they have 100% chance. I think it was by ESPN or something.
So Ole Miss, Georgia.
Well, it was Ohio
A&M.
State.
Oh, okay.
It was Indiana, and it was Alabama. So
yeah. So if you missed it, I did give a breakdown over the Oklahoma game, all solo, but I figured it was going to be just me getting on there a few minutes and, kind of giving updates, and the video ended up being 41 minutes because I had a lot on my chest that I had to get off. So, but we had a bye week after the Oklahoma game, and then a tune-up game, homecoming in Neyland Stadium. New Mexico State was in town, and we defeated the Aggies 42-9. Joey Aguilar, 17 of 23, 204 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. He did have 3 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. Desean Bishop led the backfield, 16 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown for him as well. Any takeaways, boys, from the homecoming effort we saw Saturday?
It was a blast.
Yeah, Griffin was there. I was there as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but where I was sitting, the second interception Joey had, like legitimately, he threw it right to him.
Yeah, no, I saw it too. Yeah, it was one of those. Maybe it was miscommunication on a route. He thought the wide receiver might have been going in or
was scrambling
something.
out of the pocket too. So,
But
I honestly did. Look, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I watched till like the second quarter, and then there was 2 other games on. I figured I'd watch those while y'all watched the Tennessee game.
yeah, because we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't keeping up with much of the Oklahoma and Alabama game as well as Florida and Ole Miss, but that's why we got Jacob here. That's why we got Jacob. He's gonna bring the insight when we get to it. But as far as the Tennessee game, you would have liked to see, a 60-point effort from our offense and the defense holding a shutout. Held them to a field goal for most of the game, and then I think they scored later in the fourth quarter. But seemed like there was still some issues offensively.
Yeah,
but,
it was a weird, slow first like 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah. But we started getting going, and by halftime, I think we had 28 points by halftime, or maybe it was 21. But the game was never in question. But the spread was always in question because I think we were favored by 40 points or so, and ended up not covering that. But I was staying away from that for sure. I was just there to enjoy the game, enjoy being there with my girl and my friends, and we were able to enjoy ourselves and watch a nice, easy Tennessee win.
And that's the good part. And kind of like going to the basketball games at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to these
Stress-free.
non-stressful, just we're going to win, hopefully, for the most part. So I totally get where y'all are coming for that one. I'm going to be stressing about the Vanderbilt game when I go to it, though.
Yeah. For good reason.
Yeah.
But Tennessee still, we're 7-3, 3-3 in the SEC. We do have 2 road wins in the conference, but those were to Kentucky and Mississippi State. Kentucky took care of Florida. I think it was last week, maybe the week before. But we'll be traveling to the Swamp this week. Haven't won since 2003. I was in kindergarten.
I was 2.
So,
You were in kindergarten, or you were 2 years old?
I was 2 years old.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, I was too. Yeah. No, I thought he was saying kindergarten too. But so Tennessee still with a lot to play for here in the final stretch. 2 games left somehow. This football season always just seems to fly by once it gets here. And we wait all summer, all year long through the spring. NFL draft, gets us a little excited. Then we wait for the training camp and fall camp for college and listen to all the practice updates and stuff. And now, in a blink of an eye, 2 games left. Yeah. Week 13 of the college football season coming up. Tennessee will travel to Florida this week and then host Vanderbilt the weekend of Thanksgiving. And if Tennessee can end, we're not looking to go to the SEC championship anymore. Well, I'm doubtful on the playoffs. I'd say it's not happening, so I'm not getting my hopes up. We're playing for a bowl game. We're already secured in a bowl game. It's nice to be playing for one of the big ones, but
Tax Slayer.
yeah, something.
See, I feel like they'll give us the Cheez-It Bowl or the Pop-Tart Bowl. Hopefully the Pop-Tart Bowl.
I wouldn't mind going to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one. But still a lot to play for in these last 2 weeks. Like I said, haven't won in the Swamp since 2003. Very rarely do you catch Florida in a bad year like they're having this year, and go in as the favorite and have a chance to snap that streak. And then, Vanderbilt, they have Kentucky this weekend, and then they come to Neyland, and they're playing for the playoffs. So
Kentucky has some momentum.
Kentucky does have momentum.
See,
Their
I'll give
offense
it
is
to
really
them.
getting it going.
They beat the pants off at 10-0. Well, now 10-1 Tennessee Tech,
Yeah.
which a lot of people were saying that game might be close.
Yeah, I was one of them, but
I was hopeful, at least. I was wanting it to be, competitive.
because Tennessee Tech was, top 5 in the FCS.
Yeah.
I doubt they dropped too much, being that it was a loss to Kentucky, their only loss of the year. But like I said, Kentucky at Vanderbilt, and then Vanderbilt comes into Neyland playing for the college football playoff, and I would love to see them not make it.
That would be so funny.
Yeah.
It's like
We
we're
got
going to take you
Diego-
down with us.
We got Diego Pavia in the locker room making TikToks that are just the most cringeworthy things you've ever seen. They seem to be sitting pretty high right now. It'd be nice to knock them down a little bit.
Johnny Manziel Jr.
Other games
Theo
on
Vaughn Jr.
other games on the Week 12 slate. Ohio State took care of UCLA 48-10. We also saw number 2 Indiana over Wisconsin 31-7. So number 1 and number 2 are on a fast track to the Big Ten championship game where they will face off, and I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah.
See,
They don't play
each other.
Do they play each other? Maybe they do. I can't remember if it was Penn
I don't think they
State.
play them this year.
I don't think so. I think their big game for Indiana was
Oregon,
it was gonna be Penn State
Yeah.
last week or 2 weeks ago, and
Next week they play, or after this week they play Purdue.
yeah, let's see, they got Purdue.
Wisconsin.
They're on a bye week.
That's it.
Yeah, they're on a bye week this week. They've got Purdue. Their big game was last week against Penn State, or at least we thought it was going to be the big game. And then Penn State, we all know what's happened to them this year. Although it was a very
good
close
game,
game, and Fernando Mendoza had to put together a very, very clutch game-winning drive.
His Heisman
And,
moment.
Yeah, absolute Heisman moment for Mendoza.
And I think that with Alabama losing, that kind of takes Ty Simpson out of the Heisman race, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would say so. I think he's still number 3. Julian Sayin number 1, Mendoza number 2, and then Ty. I'll look at the updated.
Well, he got Jeremiah Love too,
Yeah.
and all that. So
Let's just go ahead and take a look at the odds real quick. As a train passes by the studios of $1 Million Minds Entertainment.
Which
Let's
can I
see.
say? This happens every year, but I've been seeing Mendoza's name at the top of the draft for next year, and it just every year this happens.
What is that?
There's just this one kid who comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You
I didn't know his name before this
makes
season.
me either. That's what I'm saying. Makes a name for himself.
is that like what Cam Ward did?
Yeah, pops up. All the draft boards, and just like how Anthony Richardson was. All these kids, get super hyped up. They get all this money, in college now. So they've already got their heads,
Mm-hmm.
in the ceiling, above the ceiling.
Yeah. Speaking
So-
of, Carson Beck was probably going to be the projected number 1 too.
He was going to be up
Yeah.
there
with
for
how they
sure.
were playing before
And see,
they
he'll
lost
probably
to
be like a 4th
Louisville.
or 5th rounder now.
Yeah.
So taking a look at the Heisman odds right now, plus 100 Fernando Mendoza, then Julian Sayin plus 200, Marcel Reed plus 550,
that's another name.
Diego Pavia plus 1500 in at number 4, and then 5 and 6 Gunnar Stockton and Haynes King, who we will see face off next week. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that will be. And the interesting thing is too, like with Alabama losing, they now have to beat Auburn. You
Yeah.
know? Like it's going to come down, if they lose that one, they'll have 3 losses on the season.
Sitting in the same boat they were last year.
So would that open us up if we can slide in there? I don't know. I really don't.
Well, see, I don't think even if say A&M loses to Texas and then loses in the SEC championship game, I still don't see 3-loss Tennessee making it into the playoff.
Yeah.
There's
No,
just
I don't either.
too many steps ahead of us.
Everyone would have
even
to
if,
lose.
even if say we beat the pants off of Andy.
Well,
Right.
you'd have to have a lot of people out of conference lose as well.
Yeah.
So it would just have to be a perfect storm, which that will never happen.
But other games from this past weekend, we already mentioned the comeback for Texas A&M. They were down 30-3 against South Carolina at halftime, and then Texas A&M outscored the Gamecocks 28-0 in the second half to win 31-30.
Couldn't even make a field goal. Like,
That's all they needed.
that's all you needed. You played and like South Carolina didn't even play amazing in the first half. It was more self-inflicted from Texas A&M. Had a lot of interceptions and 3 and outs and all that stuff. So honestly, you could kind of predict that Texas A&M would come out better in the second half. But you more or less just was like, okay, well, if South Carolina gets a field goal, any points added on to this 27-point lead, that's gonna do it for them. And they couldn't score one freaking point more.
Yeah, and they were in. All of the Aggies fans were in shambles, including the Texas State trooper in the tunnel.
Oh my God!
That was one of the most insane things I've seen happen at a.
Like
Bro's picking a fight.
Yeah.
I
I think
mean-
he's been relieved of his stadium duties.
Yeah.
Yeah, the receiver looked like he might have tweaked his hamstring. I can't remember his name, number 8 for South Carolina. Looked like he might have been tweaked his hamstring or something and was walking through the tunnel. This was right before half, I'm wanting to say. And as he was kind of walking it off and turning around, coming back, the trooper like came and nudged him and got in his way and then turned around and, hey, get out of here, boy. That's what it looked like.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like.
Because, see, they gave him space. I mean, it didn't look like a lot of space, but they gave him a lane to go through. And instead of doing this, he said,
Now, if that was a fan, then, go
Yeah.
ahead. But, I mean, that guy was on the field, just scored a touchdown. And you're
He's the
they're going
reason.
to shoulder check him.
He's one of the reasons people are there to see the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, anyways, I do want to take a look at this, boys. I've got Texas A&M, their schedule pulled up.
Yep.
And I will say they are 10-0. Very impressive for the Aggies. They are the real deal, I do believe.
Give them credit where it's due.
Give them credit where credit is due, yes. But let's take a look at that schedule and say maybe this is Tennessee fans' cope. Maybe you could call it
Copium.
that. But yeah, but let's just take a look at their schedule and predict what Tennessee's record will be standing today. Maybe we're 7-3, maybe we're 10-0, maybe we're somewhere in between.
We
But
lost to Georgia, Alabama, and Oklahoma. So we'll keep
Correct.
that in mind, too.
3 teams that Texas A&M has not played this season. So UTSA, Utah State, week 1 and 2, 2-0, correct? All right, 2-0. At Notre Dame, Texas A&M won 41-40.
It's a close game. Our high-powered offense, I feel like we could have put that amount of points on the board.
Week 3 of the football season, it's not cold up there. I mean,
Yeah.
I still feel like we'd find a way to lose that game.
I'm kind of with you.
I hate to say it.
Morale is down in
Yeah.
Rocky Top right now.
All right, let's just say 2-1 then after week 3, 2-1. And then we've got Auburn.
Win, dub.
Yeah.
Texas A&M won 16-10. Mississippi State, that's a team that we did play and defeated.
In overtime.
Texas A&M won 31-9. Then they beat Florida 34-17. I guess we'll see this week.
Yeah.
Was it a home game versus Florida?
That is, yeah, it was at Kyle Field.
Okay, yeah.
So I feel like we would win that.
Which I was going to ask, was the Mississippi State game at home or was it at Mississippi State?
It was at home.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
And then at Arkansas, we played them at home. We beat them by 3 at home, and they beat them by 3 on the road. So
Yeah.
But it was that pre-Sam Pittman firing too?
That was after.
that was afterward. That was the
Yeah.
week after the Tennessee game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's
So
about equal.
6-1 right now. Only loss will be to Notre Dame. Okay, and then at LSU,
Given LSU's midseason collapse, firing Brian Kelly, benching Garrett Nussmeier, I feel like we would win that one.
I tend to agree with you. I think this was this Brian Kelly's last game. I think it was because we were talking about this at
'cause
Dead
they,
End.
Yeah, they beat the living pants off of them.
Well, LSU was up. I think it was 16-13 at halftime, and then
Yeah.
Texas A&M won 49-25. Then at Missouri, that would be interesting. There is a note. This was the week after they played at Vanderbilt, and their quarterback went down. Now they're starting their preseason number 3 quarterback for Missouri. Missouri's still 22 in the rankings, but Texas A&M won 38-17. How do we fare at Missouri, you think?
Yeah, I think we'd win that one.
Yeah.
Maybe not as lopsided, but maybe we scrape by with a field goal or something.
So that would be 8-1, and then hosting South Carolina, a game we just saw, they won 31-30. I think we beat South Carolina.
South Carolina this year, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So that would make us 9-1 if we had Texas A&M's schedule.
I mean, yeah, and take a loss here, you're 8-2, or if you beat Notre Dame, like how we're, hypothetically speaking.
All hypothetical, yes, allegedly, if you will. But yeah, I think Texas A&M, you can only play who is in front of you.
Like Ohio State.
Like Ohio State. I guess we can go through Ohio State's schedule
Oh,
too.
God, don't get me started on that.
No, but great season for the Aggies so far. They play Sanford this week and then at Texas. That will be a major showdown, even though Texas did lose to Georgia this week. That score 35-10. Georgia outscored the Longhorns 21-0 in the fourth quarter in between the hedges. Did y'all have an eye on that one as well?
On the Texas-Georgia game?
Yeah.
Same old, man. That's 3 wins Georgia has gotten over Texas in, 13 months? They beat them twice last year, won the regular season, won the SEC championship. And this year it was the same. Kirby Smart did an onside kick. Did you see that?
I don't think I did.
They were up. Texas had taken back some of the momentum in the game, and they'd cut it close. He goes for it on 4th and 1 at his own 35. So obviously, if you don't get it, Texas has it. They could go and take the lead or tie the game up. They go on a drive. They get a touchdown, and then he onside kicks it. To me, it was like a masterclass, a Kirby masterclass. Because I know I like to give him crap for wearing a visor, and I think he's insane with the timeout clap and all that stuff.
I was clapping.
Yeah, but regardless, you gotta give him credit when it comes to that stuff. Going for it on 4th and 1 when you don't have any momentum, that's kind of crazy to me. And that's a little psychotic, but it's something only a great coach would draw up. So
Hey, you gotta have the guts to do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good point.
Kirby has saved their hind end many times,
including the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it helps when you have good playmakers like Gunnar Stockton. I mean,
he's got a whole roster full of guys that have been through it. They're a little bit younger this year, but they know the standard. The standard is the standard at Georgia, and whenever they get into those high pressure key situations, 9 times out of 10 they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're not shooting themselves in the foot, and they're converting big plays and getting points and keeping the opponent off the scoreboard whenever it matters. I mean, we saw it in the Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
The Ole Miss game too.
And versus Tennessee. Remember that 4th down conversion that they made in the end zone?
Just a nice ball from I think it was Gunnar Stockton to number 7 Lucky. I can't remember his first name.
But he did a little push off and he was able to get. It was a great play.
It was a great play.
It was I don't know. It's just the perfect storm of coaching and plays. So yeah, you gotta give them credit. Texas, I don't know if they'll ever beat Georgia in the next 5 years.
Yeah, probably not. But another game Saturday night, Ole Miss over Florida, 34-24. Florida was up 24-20 going into the fourth quarter, got outscored 14-0 by the Rebels. This was in Oxford. Last year we saw this game at the Swamp, and this is the game that took Ole Miss out of the playoff contention and moved Tennessee up. After that game, we were playing. That was a game we went to. Was it UTEP, UTSA?
Yeah.
I think it was UTEP. Yeah. So, Ole Miss takes care of business at home, 34-24 over Florida, and looks like the Rebels have kind of made their way into solidifying a spot into the college football playoff, you could say.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of luck, too, like we were talking earlier. There was an egregious missed call towards the trail end of the game that Florida really did need. It was a defensive pass interference. And what was crazier about it was that they threw the flag to call it, and then they picked it up and said there's no foul.
Yeah.
For me, that was kind of crazy. I don't know how they missed that. It's hard to say they missed it because they literally threw the flag. I don't know how they reversed their call. Regardless, Ole Miss is the better team. So, I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference. I think they probably would have won regardless. Maybe their defense gets a stop down the field, but stuff like that, you want it to be, completely fair, and it's just human error. So
yeah. Well, we are filming this on Monday, so I think the college football playoff committee will come out with their weekly rankings tomorrow night. So I'm going to try to find those before I finish editing and mention them here in the bottom ticker. So hopefully that's there. But as far as the Week 13 slate, looking forward to Saturday, a few big games. This is kind of one of those homecoming weekends where a lot of bigger teams are playing the smaller schools. But we do have some key matchups this week. Missouri at Oklahoma. This will be in Norman, Oklahoma. Missouri one of those sneaky teams that's staying within the top 25 and playing some hard fought games. They played Alabama very well. We saw them lose to Vanderbilt a couple weeks ago in a game that they did lose their quarterback. Vanderbilt didn't really do a whole lot throughout the game. I think the score was 17-10 in Nashville. So Missouri's one of those sneaky good teams that can give a team like Oklahoma some issues, considering Oklahoma, their offense hasn't really been too great. I mean, they're winning great games. They won at Neyland Stadium. They won at Alabama this past weekend. You got to give them credit where credit's due. But a lot of it is coming from the Oklahoma defense. We saw 2 defensive touchdowns against Tennessee, and then, or at least 2 other drives, turnovers that led to points.
Yeah.
And then a pick 6 against Ty Simpson in the Alabama game
Yes,
last
that was
week.
their defense that won them that game for sure.
So Oklahoma's defense is always going to play well. We'll have to see how John Mateer plays because he hasn't looked as great coming out of the thumb injury that he's had.
Yeah.
But Missouri at Oklahoma, Sooners favored 9.5 points, over under 42.5. How do we see this game going, boys?
It would be interesting. As a Tennessee fan, we need to root for Missouri, right?
Correct.
So I think if they can make it interesting. I don't know if they'll win though. Oklahoma's defense looks really good.
Yeah. What about you, Griff?
I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game.
High scoring. Okay.
I know Oklahoma's defense is pretty good, but Missouri has some pretty good receivers, and I feel
And their
like
run
they
game's
can-
pretty good, ain't it? So
I feel like they can put up some points.
if they can open up the run game, and then Oklahoma's going to have to come in and crash, they can open it up on the outside. So I could see that happening.
Yeah.
So we'll also see game day at Eugene, Oregon once again. This will be the third Oregon game.
What,
that
6
they
a.m.?
have. Yeah.
Literally,
USC on the road at Oregon. Ducks minus 10.5 point favorites, over under 60.5. A lot of backlash going towards College Game Day this week for not choosing like the Montana versus Montana State game.
Yeah.
Couple other ones that smaller schools that are having big games this week. And then they just continue to go to SEC and Big Ten schools. The third Oregon game that they're doing twice in Eugene this year. So
Twice in one location is kind of crazy.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
I get they can't go everywhere, but have there be a limit.
This is one of those weeks. This is one of those weeks, like I said, there's not a whole lot of like big, highly touted top 5 matchups, top 10 matchups. Oregon is number 8 and USC is number 17. It looks like this is off this past weekend's rankings, but it's not like it's number 3 Oregon and number 5 USC. You know what I'm saying? Like this is one of those weeks where you can break off and go to some small schools and spread awareness of these big games. In a spot like up in Montana where it's beautiful. I mean, there were some people saying that the backdrop at Pitt this past week was one of the best backdrops in all of College Game Day history, which I mean, it looked cool, but come on.
Which I mean, being
there's a river and there's a bridge. We get it.
Being a baseball fan, I absolutely hate the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they have one of the most beautiful stadiums. So, I'll give it to them on that argument.
Pittsburgh's kind of like a bigger scale Knoxville. A lot of hills. There's a river going through.
Very industrial, yeah.
But so, anyways, I'll get off my high horse, but USC at Oregon. Do we think USC keeps it close? Does Oregon prevail and cover 10.5 points?
I feel like they'll cover.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take USC plus 10.5.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Another one. This is a really big historical rivalry that got renewed last year. Now that Texas is in the SEC, they're hosting Arkansas. We know that Arkansas has struggled this year. They fired Sam Pittman. They're being led by Bobby Petrino, correct? Texas, another 10.5 point favorite, over under 56.5, hosting the Razorbacks of Arkansas. Now, we just saw Texas go on the road to Georgia. They ended up losing that one 35-10. Their offense didn't look that great, although Georgia's defense is very good. Now they're playing a lesser opponent at home. I'm not sure if Texas has covered a big spread like this in the SEC yet this year.
Versus Oklahoma?
Okay, against Oklahoma, that was when John Mateer was out, correct?
No, he came back and played. They didn't know it was a good game time decision.
Okay,
but I don't know if the spread was going to be that big.
I don't think the spread was that big.
But I know that they covered it.
Yeah, they ended up winning by like 20 or something. But as far as a double-digit spread for Texas, I'm not sure. You know, we saw one; they were favored by 10 points at Florida.
Sam Houston, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but. In these SEC games, I don't know. Some just tells me Arkansas plus 10.5.
I like that. Arkansas, when they played us and when they played Texas A&M, they were putting some points on the board. So.
They were. Taylon Green is very good at the quarterback spot. I mean, you look at the over/under; they're expecting some points, 56.5. So Texas isn't going to score all 56 points. Arkansas is putting points on the board as well. So I like the plus 10.5 for the Razorbacks. But another one, this will be key going into next week. Kentucky at Vanderbilt in Nashville, another 10.5 point spread over under 53.5. Kentucky is putting some things together offensively.
They've been putting some points up.
Yeah.
It really started in the Tennessee game. I know it was only, 34 points or so, but I say only 34 points. Like, that's not a lot. Tennessee scored 56.
Well, see, all of their first big plays of the season all happened in the Tennessee game offensively.
That's what I'm saying. It
like
started.
lengthwise,
It started since
snowball.
that game.
Yeah.
Then they went and just routed Florida at home and beat Tennessee Tech last week. So now they've got some momentum going their way at Vanderbilt.
Griffin said it, man. Florida makes no sense.
Yeah.
You said Kentucky routed them.
They did.
And then they keep
just about beat Ole Miss.
at Ole Miss. It's like
That's what I'm saying. Like, we know that however their season's going, their Super Bowl is going to be against Tennessee, especially in the Swamp. So
See, I feel like this is going to end up happening. There's going to end up being, an SEC team or a Big Ten team or maybe even a Big 12 team in the future that ends up having 4 losses making the playoff.
Yeah.
I can see it.
if there's enough of them, yeah.
I can see
Because
that.
it's
It's
just going to
definitely
get to a point one season where everybody's just getting upset.
Or
the
they'll
big teams
say
are beating, splitting games.
or they'll say a league has a designated 3 spots each,
Yeah.
or however they number it out,
Yeah.
and then once they do that, they're one of those top teams will have like 3 losses or so. That's how I see it happening.
Yeah. I will say it's happened quite a bit in the college football video game where a 3 or 4 loss team makes it in because they're in the SEC or Big Ten or something like that. But so Kentucky at Vanderbilt, how do you think this game will play out?
I hope
boys?
Kentucky wins. That would be kind of cool.
Well, see, that takes all the.
Yeah, I was about to
takes
say,
all the-
I hope Vanderbilt wins.
Yeah.
Okay, but we should be wanting ultimately Tennessee's success, and it would help Tennessee's case if Vanderbilt loses, right? Because
Correct,
it's a way for us to move up
Yeah.
in the chance of making it.
I see what you're saying.
But also, I get what you're saying. It'd be a better win if we beat Vanderbilt than
Yeah.
if they win this week.
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't care. I want us to have, I want us to be higher in the standings than them.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Unless
fair.
you are just like a psycho and you want to be the reason that Vanderbilt doesn't make it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. But
I want to see them not make it in the most heartbreaking fashion.
It'd be close. They're this
Just
close.
the only reason being because the way Pavia has acted all year towards Tennessee.
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Part of me wants them to blow out Kentucky and then just be rolling in, chest puffed out, Diego Pavia talking smack pregame to the fans and everything.
Sometimes that helps.
And then doing TikToks in the crappy away team's locker room in Neyland Stadium, only to come out and lose 63-0.
I'm just saying sometimes that helps if you hype yourself up. Though I'm not going to debate the mentality behind the winner, but sometimes if they can get the ball rolling, it helps. Like, imagine your season ends because you lost to Kentucky.
Yeah,
Is that not almost as bad than heartbreaking?
that's a good point.
I don't know, but regardless, I don't think Vanderbilt's going to get in. I think we'll beat them regardless. So
Yeah, I'm hoping so. But then the big one for us, back in the Swamp, haven't won since 2003. Tennessee at Florida. Vols minus 3.5 point favorites. Over under 48.5. Tennessee 7-3 on the year, 3-3 in the SEC. We do have 2 road victories within the conference at Kentucky, at Mississippi State. Joey Aguilar on the season, 212 of 320 passes, 66.3% completion, and 2,941 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 picks, a 159.9 rating. Desean Bishop has led our backfield, 770 yards on 119 carries with 10 touchdowns. And Chris Brazel outside, 873 yards receiving, 52 catches, 8 touchdowns. And Florida 3-7 on the year, 2-5 in the conference. They do have 2 home victories against Texas, against Mississippi State, both at home. Played Ole Miss very well this past week on the road. DJ Lagway has completed 63% of his passes, 12 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 1,980 yards, which is almost a full 1,000 yards less than Joey Aguilar, and 1 touchdown run on the season that came against Ole Miss last week. Jaden Baugh, 164 carries, 808 yards, 6 touchdowns. He leads their backfield, and their leading wide receiver has no touchdowns on the year. He is a true freshman, Vernal Brown III, 33 catches, 473 yards. So, boys, do we get it? What are y'all laughing at?
Who would have thought?
I'm just like, everything you're saying is so bad. Like Florida's so bad, but it's ripe for them to beat us.
I know.
Like how we're talking about beating Vanderbilt heartbreaking style is exactly what I'm thinking. Like Florida's going to do to us, even though we're kind of already out of the playoff picture. If the smallest sliver of hope we have to make it, a loss to Florida would obviously obliterate that.
So I know we're out of the playoffs, but
Virtually.
seriously, yeah. I mean, there's still like a 1% chance.
We're
but
practically out.
The thing for me is in this game, it's not big as far as playoff or postseason implications, but morale. If we can end this streak of not winning in Florida at the Swamp since 2003, if we can end that, get that monkey off our back, Josh Heupel, everybody says that he can't prepare his team to play on the road in an environment, especially like this. We see all the times Tennessee just this season have gone on the road and either lost or almost lost to teams because of themselves just shooting themselves in the foot, pre-snap penalties, interceptions, turnovers, defense having a 3rd and 18 picked up because the quarterback scrambles, like just if we can somehow win this game, maybe cover, I'm not even looking at the line. If we can win this game and set up a showdown in Neyland Stadium against Vanderbilt next week, morale will be high, and all the Vols fans that were saying to fire Josh Heupel after the Oklahoma game, should be shut up at that point if they're not already.
They should have already been shut up, dude, regardless.
I agree.
It's ridiculous. But I agree with what you're saying. It would be like a morale boost. It would be more of a coaching win rather than like a season, a long-term win. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it'd be clutch. But it is ripe for the heartbreak, like I said.
I know.
We'll see. I
mean, we've seen this movie before.
We have. And the thing is, we've been alive last time Tennessee went down and won in the Swamp, but we never seen it.
Correct.
Right? You were in kindergarten.
Don't remember it.
Me and Griffin were like 2 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Amber off to the side holding up a one finger.
Zeta wasn't even alive.
No, Zeta wasn't. Dog years, yes.
Okay, yeah.
She's getting up there.
But regardless, we've never seen that happen. So it's almost like we can't even comprehend what it's like.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we've never. So honestly, all we know is we've seen Tennessee lose. That's all we know. So everything you're saying, it's great. All the stats, they're awful towards Florida. But we've also seen Florida cut it close with good teams. We've seen them lose atrociously, but we've seen them beat Texas, cut it close with Ole Miss, and so that kind of makes me worried.
Oh yeah, they're like this. They're up and down, and
exactly.
if they're up when we play them, then it's going to be a tough game.
Never seen them. I never seen them lose there to us.
Yeah,
and they've shown they can compete. So I'm gonna have to see it to believe it.
One thing about this game that's a little different is that this will be the first time since I think 2003 or before that we've played them this late in the season when it's not 90 degrees in the swamp in September. But I will say, if you look at the programs of Tennessee and Florida over the last few years, Tennessee seems to be in an upward trajectory. Florida seems to be in a downward trajectory. But this is one of those games where, like the Alabama series the last few years, the home team wins. When you play on the road, you lose. And if Tennessee can snap that and put themselves head and shoulders above a program like Florida, get this monkey off their back, I think going into not only next week but next season, when we can start putting a streak on Florida, get 2 in a row, maybe next year get 3 in a row because we'll be at home.
Let's just get the first one.
Yeah. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but that's
Well, see,
that's what I'm wanting to
is
see.
a stepping stone towards the future.
Exactly.
Like, if we mess around and, pull like we have been the last freaking 20 years and play
Somehow
like crap
lose, yeah.
and lose, it's just the same story over and over again. Like with Georgia the last 9 years. And,
But, I mean,
with
we beat
Alabama
Florida
for
last
17 years.
We beat Florida last year. This could be the streak.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
thought
saying.
you were saying of like starting this year because like beating them at home and all
Or with
that.
the trajectory thing.
Yeah.
So
they've
what I'm
been-
saying is we should already be head and shoulders above, but
Yeah.
for us to be able to beat them on the road will solidify that.
And that'll be 2 in a row.
It'll be 2 in a row, giving us a chance for 3
Is
next
this our
year.
Super Bowl?
Ooh, I mean, maybe.
The way we're talking, I'm like
Maybe.
getting excited.
Well, considering that, playoff implications aren't there, if we were still, if let's say we had 1 or 2 losses and still in the playoff mix, and then we're going at Florida, then, we have to win. We have to win because of the postseason. Yeah. This is one of those where necessarily we don't have to win, but we need to win to prove ourselves for the first time in forever, literally forever, that we are
This
the next
is putting
tier
us
above
back in the
Florida.
A tier of the SEC East.
Correct.
Correct. Just
Formerly known.
forget the East part, but yeah.
R.I.P. So, boys, enough talk. Predictions. Let me hear them.
I think we're going to beat the hell out of Florida.
Okay, I like that.
I
like
think we
that.
beat them like 42-17.
I like that.
See, I think it's going to be ugly.
Okay.
Yeah, for
I'm
Florida.
thinking 24-20, 24-17, something like that.
That's still beautiful.
Yeah. Who's winning though?
Tennessee.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That ain't ugly. Any W next to Florida.
It's going to be the most
versus Tennessee?
stressful game of the season, probably.
Yeah.
I will say this. As I mentioned a minute ago, we've seen this movie before. We've seen this happen before. I'll take Florida plus 3.5.
Thank you. I thought you were about to invoke the $1 million radio. All 3 hosts agree on one outcome.
The
Curse.
$1 million curse.
Yeah.
Give me. I'll just take Florida plus 3.5 as an emotional hedge. So if Tennessee wins by a blowout, then I will be happy and I won't care about the bet. But if Florida keeps it close or somehow wins this game, then at least you get a little money in your pocket out of it. Yeah. But emotional hedge for me, I think Tennessee wins. I hope Tennessee wins. And if we come out and do what we're supposed to do and perform on the road as we perform at home, which isn't really saying much the last couple of home games, but if we can come out and take care of business and prove ourselves against a team like Florida, who still has some guys, they've got a good roster, they've got good depth, and they are some big boys, which is why, if they don't play together, they get blown out, but whenever they're playing good, they can beat some pretty good teams. So if we can take care of business on the road in the swamp, I will be happy and very excited going into Vanderbilt next week. So
Yeah, I agree.
any last words on this Week 13 slate? Anything to look for that we didn't mention? What about how are we feeling about the Vols basketball team? I know we've kind of mentioned it already, but some big tests coming up, but still kind of honing in our craft against the smaller schools. And I think we got one tonight, right?
We do, yeah, versus Rice.
Rice.
So, in my opinion, it kind of started like this last year too. Each season, with given all the transfer portal signings and all that, you need a few games, a little bit of time to establish chemistry. To kind of glue everyone together into how the system is. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now, that developing. And then once we have those true tests, especially the non-conference games coming up, that's going to show what we're really about. When you look at the roster, I think we're as talented, if not more talented, than we have been in years.
Yeah, we just got to get that chemistry going.
Exactly.
And we need Nate Ament to play comfortable.
And he is. I think it's just what his game looks like. He's a little slower, he's methodical with what he's doing, but he's taking the shots that you don't want other guys taking.
Yeah.
He's taking the mid-range pull-ups. He's doing the turnaround into an and one off the bank, off the glass, banking it in, getting an and one. That's the superstar shots he has to take. Mm-hmm. But the other guys, Jacoby Gillespie, who's also amazing, he's hitting the threes. Troy Henderson's hitting threes. Ethan Berg's playmaking. JP Estrella, he's getting in his post move bag down there. He looks like Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
But regardless, all of them are going to come together, and it's going to be a good system. It's just we need a few games. Remember when we all three went last year to the Gardner-Webb opener? We kind of looked a little slow, looked a little sluggish. We didn't cover, right? Or we barely covered.
No, we did not cover.
Okay. It was like, oh, crap.
That.
But we saw, Chaz Lanier. We saw the little sprinklings of that breaking out. He was hitting that. He hit that shot clock buzzer beater. I remember at the 3-point line. So it's more of just give it some time, let it glue, and we'll see what we're about when the tests come up. But I like what I see so far, and I like that we have more height this year. That was a big problem in the tournament last year.
Yeah, height and physicality definitely lost us that Houston game. But Rice tonight, Tennessee State Thursday night, and then we start the holiday test, the holiday tournaments coming up. Is the Rutgers game?
Yeah, it's a part of it.
So Rutgers on a Monday next week, and then Houston, that rematch next Tuesday, and then we have we're at Syracuse in December starting up, then Illinois December 6th, Louisville December 16th, and then Gardner-Webb and SC State to close out the year before conference play starts in January. So some big tests coming up. I highly doubt we're undefeated going into SEC play, but we have a chance to prove ourselves and show us what we got coming up for Vols basketball. And I know Rick Barnes is going to have us looking like a well-oiled machine by the time January rolls around.
And let's keep in mind, too, we beat the hell out of Louisville last year at Louisville, but they beat Kentucky this year.
Yeah, that's what
already.
I was about to say.
They started out the season.
That's a game I'm definitely worried about.
It's a different Louisville team.
Yeah.
So if we can come out with a win versus them, I'll feel really good about it. It's hard for me to say how I feel about the team when I've barely seen anything out of them yet.
Yeah.
You see them dominate the smaller competition. That's great. You do what you're supposed to, but I'd like to see how they compare to the top 10 teams in the country.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Houston's number 1. So we'll see how it is when that time comes.
All right.
I'm excited.
So, boys, we wrap up episode 47 here of $1 Million Radio. It's time to look at the $1 Million Radio song choice of the week. And I think we're all agreeing this week on what it is.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nickelback. No.
Yeah. Which one? Far Away? That's a good one.
So Jacob had a song come out, Myers Hollow and Sophie Perez. Again, Over Explain. Go check it out on Spotify, Apple, everything. Click on over YouTube Music. You're here already. Go type it in. And check that out. It's very, very good. Jacob, any words on that song?
When I tell people what music I make, I say I make indie pop and heavy metal. So I really...
This is the indie pop side, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you put it together, and nobody knows what in the world's happening.
Yeah, it may be one of the last songs where my name's attached. For a while, I may start going into the realm of more production for people.
This man's going to be a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like...
Drake's going to hit you up.
collabs are cool, but I think algorithms like it when there's more of like a single artist on names. So I think I'll still obviously do the collab with her and but some other artists as well. But I think that algorithms like it when it's a single artist. So
Makes sense.
I think I'll just take a step back in that regard. But I'm still gonna be creating. I got another song coming out this week. That's more on the heavy metal side of things. You've heard it already.
Yeah, Sunlight, right?
Yes.
Who's that one with?
Molly Rainwater.
And y'all have done one before, right?
Yeah, I helped produce one of her songs that she wrote. I added some drums and some bass and guitar to it, so I'm really excited, man. It's looking up. Over Explain, it was really fun to make. I never did indie.
It's very fun to listen to.
Thank you. I never did indie style pop or anything before, so I'm just real excited and humbled by the response people have given it. So
shout out Sophie Perez. She is an awesome artist as well. Y'all had another song, Level Head, that we've played here on the pod. We're going to go ahead and play Over Explain here as well as we wrap up episode 47 of $1 Million Radio. Any last words, boys?
If y'all ain't got anything going on the 21st, which should be Friday, I believe, I've got a gig.
Okay, where at?
Yeah.
It's with my band, the Love Giants. We're opening up for Josie J and the Dessert and Mellow Soul.
Where's it at?
At Crafty Bastard West.
Okay.
I've never been there, but a lot of people play there, so it must be a good venue.
Yeah, it's down Kingston Pike. I've been hearing their food is like top tier.
Oh, so you never played there before? Like, is this first time?
Well, I've been there like 2 or 3 times, for shows, but this is my first official show there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And what time does it start? What are tickets looking like?
Tickets are $15, which everybody that buys a ticket, your name will be put into a $100 raffle. So keep that in mind if you want to pull up. But we'll also be debuting our, lead single, Venus,
Nice.
which is yet to be mixed, but we're working on the details of
Did
that.
you send us a little snippet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So what time does it start? What time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Crafty Bastard out in West Knoxville. I just had to get that one out.
Yeah, some of these bars, y'all need to chill with these crazy names.
Alrighty, so go check out the Love Giants as well as Josie J and the Dessert here in the Knoxville. Local Knoxville bands taking over the music scene as well as Myers Hollow. Go check out, local Knoxville bands taking over the local Knoxville music scene.
I whispered to Amber on this. I was like, "That's kind of how it works."
Yeah.
I would hope, but I mean, maybe not.
So check out Griffin Show Friday night. Check out Over Explain, Sophie Perez, and Myers Hollow. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been episode 47 of $1 Million Radio, and as always, we'll see you next time.